Now at 6 on Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45. The heat is on across the South. That could affect your energy bills. Tips on keeping you cool without breaking the bank. Also, a Center Hospice house will soon open in Yadkinville. How it will support surrounding counties.
Forsyth is the latest North Carolina county to announce a crackdown on internet sweepstakes operations. I'm Bob Coster. Ahead, we'll hear some opinions about the move and also take a look at an unexpected benefit coming from these businesses.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cheryn Stone. We'll have those stories coming right up. First here at 6 o'clock, meteorologist Doug Lindsay is here with the first check of your weather on the One's forecast. So Doug, we're still dealing with this heat.
Yeah, heat, but some people are getting some relief in thunderstorms. Some people, not many. Some pretty nasty thunderstorms. Now you see all that red. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings actually out of our area up into Virginia. But we've got some pretty good storms moving through Stokes County too with heavy rain, a little bit of lightning and thunder. But boy, those storms up in Virginia, they are packing a wallop. Will generally miss us off to the north, but we may see this try to fill it a little bit too, so we'll keep an eye out for additional development of storms. We may even see a stray storm early overnight tonight, and then a mild 72 for the low, and then only an isolated storm tomorrow, and we're right back to 97, and it looks like this heat's going to continue through the weekend and beyond. Details coming up in your full forecast a little bit later.
Two Winston-Salem firefighters were taken to Baptist Hospital after being exposed to chemicals on a hazardous materials call. We're going to show you live pictures from that scene. This happened around 3:30 this afternoon. EMS tells us the two were part of the hazmat response team. They were responding to a tanker truck spill on Goodwill Church Road and Highway 158 in Blues Creek. It was carrying a mechanical solvent. No word yet on their condition or anyone else involved in the accident. Well, with temperatures in the 90s this week and your air conditioning running on high, you may be looking for ways to cut your energy use cost. Elise McHale has more on how to save and how to avoid getting ripped off.
Thank you for calling Customer. This is Angela. How may I help you?
The calls keep coming in.
They ring nonstop. We hang up, the other line's ringing.
How many calls do you think you get a day?
Over 100, close to it.
In Browns Summit, Elise McHale, Time Warner Cable News.
Technicians say when it comes to service calls, it is best to call someone who is licensed and insured. Winston-Salem Police arrested this former high school coach accused of having sex with a student and getting her pregnant. Investigators charged Lloyd Mitchell with sexual offense and having indecent liberties with a student. Mitchell was a teacher and coach at R.J. Reynolds High School. Police say the charges stem from incidents in 2012. Most recently, he was the boys' basketball coach and a media assistant at West Forsyth High School. He resigned on Friday and turned himself into police today. Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care in Dobson received a $1 million donation from State Employees Credit Union today. It's a contribution that is making a second hospice home in neighboring Yadkin County possible. Our Elaina O'Connell joins us live with more on what this means for some of the rural foothill communities. Elaina.
That's right, Cheryn. State Employees Credit Union provided Mountain Valley with the funding they need to move forward with plans that they've been working on for years to build a hospice home right where I'm standing in Yadkinville. A generous donation that some people say is going to have big benefits.
It's something that at some point in our life we realize that we all gonna do.
Yadkin Valley's hospice home will also serve Wilkes, Davie, and Western Forsyth counties. They're planning to break ground this fall. Reporting live in Yadkinville, Elaina O'Connell, Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45.
Yadkin County commissioners talk about plans to move forward with reopening the county's hospital. Yesterday, a federal judge found the company that ran and closed the hospital in contempt for violating an order to keep the facility open. The judge also ordered a plan to reopen the hospital as soon as possible. Commissioners are now taking the next steps to make that possible.
Patient records transfer, chain of custody, those sorts of technical issues that have to be dealt with. We have to have some permission from the State Department of Health and Human Services to make some of the changes, and there's contracts that will have to be switched with lease companies for some of the equipment within the hospital.
Austin says it will be a few days before those technical issues will be resolved. Then the county will find a new company to reopen the hospital. The 16-year-old victim from Sunday's shark attack says he will not let losing his arm bring him down. Hunter Treschel is currently recovering at New Hanover Regional Medical Center. He was swimming in waist-deep water about 20 yards offshore when the shark attacked. He says he wants to continue living his life as normally as possible.
It seems to me kind of like at a certain point I've lost my arm, obviously, so I have kind of two options. I can try to live my life the way I was and make an effort to do that even though I don't have an arm, or I can kind of just let this be completely debilitating and bring my life down and ruin it in a way. And there, out of those two, there's really only one that I would actually choose to, and that's to try to fight and live a normal life with the cards I've been dealt.
The shark also attacked a girl from Archdale about 90 minutes before. Her family set up a GoFundMe page to help raise money for medical expenses. She lost part of her arm and has a leg injury. Her family is trying to raise $50,000 for future surgeries and rehab. Forsyth is the latest North Carolina county to announce a crackdown on internet sweepstakes operations. They're being given until the end of the month to close. Bob Costner found some people are not happy about that news because there were some benefits to the business.
For some, a visit to an internet sweepstakes parlor is a good way to unwind.
I won 100 today. Yeah, so it's very relaxing. I love playing the game. I hate that they're closing, but hey, it's the law, so we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. In Winston-Salem, Bob Costner, Time Warner Cable News.
The first violation of the law is a misdemeanor. Additional offenses will result in felony charges. Crews worked quickly to get a severed gas line under control in Greensboro today. This happened around 3 o'clock off Gate City Boulevard. That is formerly High Point Road, where road construction is going on. No one was hurt.
A Durham police officer shoots a robbery suspect after he threatens to kill a McDonald's employee. The latest on the investigation coming up.
Durham police identified the man they say is behind a robbery and officer-involved shooting at a local McDonald's. Police accused 26-year-old Dennis Palm Jr. of threatening to kill an employee at the McDonald's on Tower Boulevard early this morning. As Chris Williams explains, that threat led to a standoff with authorities and ended a short time later in gunfire.
What are you saying? He's trying to rob the McDonald's?
The call came in around 4 a.m. Wednesday from inside the McDonald's on Tower Boulevard. The caller, whispering so low, the 911 dispatcher can barely understand. In Durham, Chris Williams, Time Warner Cable News.
Durham police have identified the officer as Sergeant Glenn Price. Authorities also say the suspect, Dennis Palm, faces 2 counts of second-degree kidnapping and 2 counts of assault on a female, among other charges. A hazing lawsuit against High Point University hits a roadblock. The State Court of Appeals ruled a local judge was correct last year in dismissing the suit. A 3-judge panel decided yesterday that the estate of Robert Eugene Tipton Jr. has no basis for wrongful death, punitive damages, and other claims against HPU. The 22-year-old died in March of 2012 at an off-campus apartment. A medical examiner ruled the cause of death as prescription drug overdose. His mother argues that he died in a Delta Sigma Phi fraternity hazing incident.
Well, on Wednesday, Panthers promoted Brandon Bean to assistant general manager. He spent the past 7 seasons as the team's director of football operations. General manager Dave Gettleman said of the Stanley County native, quote, "He is smart, organized, and has a knack for problem solving." With the summer heat doing the Panthers no favors during minicamp this week, although head coach Ron Rivera did say it does help the newcomers acclimate to what they'll face come training camp in August. A hamstring injury, not the heat, rather, kept 1,000-yard receiver Kelvin Benjamin on the sidelines. After missing most of OTAs with a left hamstring injury, Benjamin tweaked the right hammy yesterday, testing the patience of the second-year wideout from Florida State. That is a look at sports for now. More at 11 o'clock. Please join us then. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
I'm meteorologist Doug Lindsay. Big ridge of high pressure continues to dominate. The heat wave continues, although as we get closer to the weekend, our storm chance does go up a little. Details coming up in your Weather on the Ones forecast. Welcome back, everybody, and a very good Wednesday evening to you. I'm meteorologist Doug Lindsay. It is Weather on the Ones time. We've had some pretty big storms very close to home. In fact, we even had a severe thunderstorm warning for a short period of time in Surry County. That activity has weakened quite a bit as it's been working its way across Stokes County. We focus actually north of the border for our most intense storms right now. Still some lingering showers right on the border there of Stokes County up into Virginia. We'll see some of that clipping into northwestern Rockingham County. But look at this stuff up around Martinsville and points north and east. These are amazing storms. Huge amounts of lightning, huge amounts of rainfall, probably some very large hail and winds that easily could be over 60 miles an hour. All moving off to the east-southeast. We'll see if it tries to build a little bit more to the south and west. If so, we may see portions of Rockingham County clipped by some of this stuff, but the bulk of it will pass off to our north and east. That's a good thing. Those things are really packing a punch. And that's your Weather on the Ones forecast. Cheryn, back to you.
All right, thanks, Doug. Now here's tonight's Carolina Minute. She's been on the job for weeks, but now North Carolina native Loretta Lynch has had her ceremonial swearing in as the nation's Attorney General. Lynch officially took office April 27th, but was sworn in today by Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. President Barack Obama says she is proving herself to be a tough but fair Attorney General, and he says she sticks to following the law as her roadmap. Lynch is the first black woman to serve as Attorney General of the U.S. Greensboro city leaders want to end homelessness among veterans. They launched an initiative today called Homes for Our Heroes. They're asking property owners and landlords to consider renting units to homeless vets. A special donation from a Lexington family is making it easier than ever for people to beat the heat. Hillside Pool was donated to the city in 2013 and renovated in the new Lexington Aquatic Center. It is now open to the public. These stories and more are available anytime on Time Warner Cable News. Bennett College will cut 17 full-time positions as part of a campus-wide restructuring. The school is restructuring because of a projected decline in enrollment. The college will also raise tuition 5% as part of this new plan. A Greensboro church is going green and saving a little green too. Faith Community Church leaders cut the ribbon on their new rooftop solar panels this morning. The 5.2 kilowatts of power are owned by the nonprofit North Carolina Warn. The church will purchase that power from the nonprofit.
It'll be around a 10% reduction in our energy costs.
Church leaders in the project also plan to have their plan to be more environmentally friendly. And this toy tiger got the star treatment during a tour of Tampa International Airport. The tiger's owner, a 6-year-old boy, accidentally left Hobbs behind when he and his family went on vacation. So rather than putting him in the lost and found, the airport operations manager took Hobbs on a grand tour, snapping photos as you see along the way. Hobbs was able to check out air traffic control, visit workers, and even stop for gelato. When the boy returned from vacation, he was reunited with Hobbs and was able to take home a photo book of the tiger's airport adventure. All right, before we go, happening right now, a fire in Thomasville has displaced around 25 residents. It broke out around 4 at an apartment building on Memorial Park Drive. We're told it is under control. We'll have much more for you tonight at 11 o'clock.